Part 16. He said, Did I not say that thou wouldst not be able to have patience with me? Moses said, If I ask thee about anything after this, then keep not company with me. Surely thou hast reached enough of excusing from my presence. Then they both set out until when they approached a people of a town, they asked its people for food, but they refused to receive them as guests. Then they found in it a wall that was meant to tumble down, so he fixed it. Moses said, If thou hadst willed, certainly thou wouldst have taken compensation to thyself for it. He said, This is the parting between me and thee. I will tell thee the interpretation about which thou hast not been able to have patience. As for the vessel, it had been of some needy people who toiled in the sea, so I wanted to mar it, as there had been a king behind them who was taking every vessel forcefully. And as for the boy, both his parents had been ones who believe, and we dreaded that he should constrain them with defiance and ingratitude. So we wanted their Lord to cause for them in exchange one better than he in purity, and nearer in sympathy. As for the wall, it had been that of 2 orphan boys in the city, and beneath it had been a treasure for them. The father of both of them had been one who had acted in accord with morality. So thy Lord wanted that they be fully grown, having come of age, and pull out their treasure as a mercy from thy Lord. And I accomplished that not of my own command. This is the interpretation of what thou hast not been able to have patience. And they will ask thee about Zulqarnain. Say, I will recount to you a remembrance of him. Truly, we established him firmly on the earth, and gave him a route to everything. So he pursued a route until when he reached the setting of the sun. He found it beginning to set in a spring of muddy water, and he found near it a folk. We said, O Zulqarnain, either thou shalt punish them, or thou shalt take them to thyself with goodness. He said, As for him who does wrong, we will punish him. After that, he will be returned to his Lord, who will punish him with a horrible punishment. But as for him who has believed, and one who has acted in accord with morality, he will have the fairest recompense, and we will speak to him of our command with ease. After that, he pursued a route until when he reached the rising place of the sun. He found it coming up on a folk for whom we had not made any obstruction against it. Thus we surely comprehended of whatever was near him through awareness. Then he pursued a route until when he reached between 2 embankments. He found behind them a folk who would almost not understand any saying. They said, O Zulqarnain, truly Gog and Magog are ones who make corruption in and on the earth. Will we assign to thee payment if thou makest an embankment between us and between them? He said, What my Lord has established firmly for me is better, so assist me with strength. I will make a fortification between you and between them. Give me ingots of iron until when he made level between the 2 cliffs. He said, Blow, until when he had made it a fire. He said, Give me molten copper to pour out over it. So they were not able to scale it, nor were they able to dig through it. He said, This is a mercy from my Lord. So when the promise of my Lord drew near, he made it powder. And the promise of my Lord has been true. And that day we will leave some of them to surge like waves on some others, and the trumpet will be blown. Then we will gather them together. We will present the depths of hell on that day in plain view to ones who are ungrateful, to those whose eyes had been screened from my remembrance, and who had not been able to hear. Assumed ones who are ungrateful, that they may take my servants to themselves as protectors instead of me. Truly, We have made hell ready as a welcome for ones who are ungrateful. Say, will we tell you one who will be the ones who are losers by their actions? Those whose endeavoring goes astray in this present life, while they assume that they are doing good by their handiwork. Those they were ungrateful for the signs of their Lord and the meeting with him, so their actions are fruitless. And so we will not perform for them on the day of resurrection any weighing. That will be their recompense, hell, because they were ungrateful and took to themselves my signs and my messengers in mockery. Truly, those who have believed and ones who have acted in accord with morality will have a welcome in the gardens of paradise, ones who will dwell in them forever. They will have no desire for relocation from there. Say, if the sea had been ink for the words of my Lord, the sea would come to an end before the words of my Lord come to an end, even if we brought about replenishment the like of it. Say, I am only a mortal like you. It is revealed to me that your God is one. So whoever has been hoping for the meeting with his Lord, let his actions be one who acts in accord with morality and ascribes not partners, any, in the worship of his Lord. Chapter 19. Mary, in the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate. Kaf, ha, ya, ein, thod. A remembrance of the mercy of thy Lord to his servant Zachariah. When he cried out to his Lord, secretly crying out, he said, My Lord, truly my bones have become feeble, and my head has become studded with grayness of hair. And I have not been disappointed in my supplication to thee, O my Lord. And truly I have feared for my defenders after me, and my wife has been a barren woman. So bestow on me from that which proceeds from thy presence an heir. He will inherit from me and inherit from the family of Jacob, and make him, my Lord, pleasing. O Zachariah, truly we give thee the good tidings of a boy. His name will be John, and we have not assigned it as a namesake for any one before. He said, My Lord, how will I have a boy while my wife has been a barren woman, and surely I have reached an advanced old age? He said, Thus it will be. Thy Lord said, It is insignificant for me, and surely I created thee before, when thou wert nothing. Zachariah said, My Lord, assign for me a sign. He said, Thy sign is thou shalt not speak to humanity for 3 nights, although being without fault. So he went forth to his folk from the sanctuary. Then he revealed to them, Glorify in the early morning at dawn and in the evening. O John, take the book with strength. And we gave him critical judgment while a lad, and tender feelings from that which proceeds from our presence, and purity, and he had been devout and pious to ones who are his parents, and had not been haughty nor rebellious. And peace be to him the day on which he was given birth, and the day he dies, and the day he will be raised up, living. And remember Mary in the book when she went apart from her people to an eastern place. Then she took a partition to herself from them, so we sent our spirit to her, and he presented himself before her as a mortal without fault. She said, Truly I take refuge in the merciful from thee. Come not near if thou hast been devout. He said, I am only a messenger from thy Lord, that I may bestow on thee a pure boy. She said, How will I have a boy when no mortal has touched me, nor am I an unchaste woman? He said, Thus it will be. Thy Lord said, It is for me insignificant, and we will assign him as a sign for humanity and as a mercy from us. And it had been that which is a decreed command. So she conceived him, and she went apart with him to a farther place. and the birth pang surprised her at the trunk of a date palm tree. She said, "Oh, would that I had died before this, and I had been one who was forgotten, a forgotten thing." So he cried out to her from beneath her, "Feel not remorse. Surely thy Lord has made under thee a brook, and shake towards thee the trunk of the date palm tree. It will cause ripe, fresh dates to fall on thee. So eat and drink, and thy eyes be refreshed. If thou seest any mortal say, I have vowed formal fasting to the merciful, so I will not speak to any human being this day." Then she approached her folk with him, carrying him. They said, "O Mary, surely thou hast drawn near a monstrous thing. O sister of Aaron, thy father had not been a morally evil man, nor had thy mother been an unchaste woman." Then she pointed to him. They said, "How speak we to one who has been in the cradle, a lad?" Jesus said, "Truly I am a servant of God. He gave me the book and made me a prophet, and he has made me one who is blessed wherever I may be, and bequeathed to me the formal prayer and the purifying alms so long as I am living. He has made me pious towards one who is my mother, and made me not haughty nor disappointed. And peace be on me the day I was given birth, and the day I die, and the day I will be raised up, living." That is Jesus, Son of Mary, a saying of the truth. They contest what is in it. It has not been for God that he should take to himself a son. Glory be to him. When he has decreed a command, he not but says to it, "Be," then it is. And truly God is my Lord and your Lord. So worship him. This is a straight path. There was variance among the Confederates, so woe to those who were ungrateful from the scene of a tremendous day. How well they will hear, and they will perceive on that day they will approach us. But today the ones who are unjust are in a clear wandering astray. And warn them of the day of regret, when the command will be decided, yet they are careless, and they believe not. Truly, we will inherit the earth and whatever is in and on it, and to us they will return. And remember Abraham in the book. Truly, he had been a just person, a prophet. That is when he said to his father, "O my father, why wilt thou worship what hears not, and perceives not, and avails thee not anything? O my father, truly there has drawn near to me of the knowledge of what approaches thee not. So follow me, and I will guide thee to a path without fault. O my father, worship not Satan. Truly, Satan has been rebellious towards the merciful. O my father, truly I fear that a punishment should afflict thee from the merciful, so that thou become a protector of Satan in hell." He said, "Art thou one who shrinks from my gods, O Abraham? If thou shalt not refrain thyself, certainly I will stone thee. So abandon me for some while." He said, "Peace be to thee. I will ask for forgiveness from my Lord for thee. Truly, he has been one who is gracious to me. And I will withdraw from you and what you call to other than God, and I will call to my Lord. Perhaps I will not be disappointed in my supplication to my Lord." So when he had withdrawn from them and what they worship other than God, we bestowed on him Isaac and Jacob, and each of them we made a prophet, and we bestowed on them from our mercy, and we assigned them the tongue of lofty sincerity. And remember Moses in the book. Truly, he had been one who was devoted, and he had been a messenger, a prophet. And we proclaimed to him from the right edge of the mount, and we brought him near privately. And we bestowed on him out of our mercy his brother Aaron, a prophet. And remember Ishmael in the book. Truly, he had been one who is sincere in his promise, and he had been a messenger, a prophet. He had been commanding his people to formal prayer, and the purifying alms, and he had been with his Lord one who is well-pleasing. And remember Enoch in the book. Truly, he had been a just person, a prophet, and we exalted him to a lofty place. Those are they to whom God was gracious from among the prophets of the offspring of Adam, and those whom we carried with Noah, and of the offspring of Abraham and Israel, Jacob, from among those whom we guided and elected. When were recounted to them the signs of the merciful, they fell down, crying, ones who prostrate themselves. Then, after them, succeeded a succession who wasted the formal prayer and followed their lusts, so they will meet error. But those who have repented and have believed, and ones who have acted in accord with morality, for those will enter the garden, and wrong will not be done to them in anything. Gardens of Eden, which the merciful has promised his servants in the unseen. Truly his promise has been that which was kept. They will not hear in them idle talk, nothing but peace. And they will have their provision in them in the early morning, at dawn and evening. This is the garden which we will give as inheritance to those of our servants who have been devout. And we come forth not but by the command of thy Lord. To him belongs whatever is in advance of us, and whatever is behind us, and whatever is in between those two. And thy Lord has not been forgetful, the Lord of the heavens and the earth, and what is between them. So worship thou him, and maintain thou patience in his worship. Knowest thou any namesake for him? And the human being says, when I am dead, will I be brought out living? Will the human being not remember that we created him before, when he was of nothing? So by thy Lord, certainly we will assemble them and the Satans. After that, we will parade them around hell, ones crawling on their knees. After that, we will tear out every partisan, whoever of them was more severe in stubborn rebellion against the merciful, and that we are greater in knowledge of those, they who are most deserving of roasting in it. There is none of you but ones who go down to it. This has been a thing decreed, that which is decreed by thy Lord. After that, we will deliver those who were God-fearing, and we will forsake the ones who were unjust in it, ones that crawl on their knees. And when are recounted to them our signs, clear portents, those who were ungrateful would say to those who have believed, which of the two groups of people is best in station and fairer in association? How many before them have we caused to perish whose generation was fairer in furnishings and outward show? Say, whoever has been in fallacy, the merciful will prolong his prolonging for him, until when they would see what they are promised, either the punishment or the hour, then they will know whose place is worse and whose army is weak. And God increases those who were truly guided in guidance, and enduring moral acts are better with thy Lord in reward for good deeds, and better for turning back. Hast thou seen him who was ungrateful for our signs, who said, will I be given wealth and children? Has he perused the unseen, or has he taken to himself a compact from the merciful? Nay, we will write down what he says. We will cause the punishment to increase for him, prolonging it, and we will inherit from him all that he says, and he will approach us individually. And they have taken to themselves gods other than God, that there might be a triumph for them. Nay, they will disbelieve in what they worship, and they will be taking a stand against them. Hast thou not considered that we have sent the Satans against the ones who are ungrateful, to confound them with confusion? So hasten thou not against them. We only number for them a sum. On the day we will assemble the ones who are God-fearing to the merciful like an entourage, and we will drive the ones who sin to hell, hurting them. None of them will possess the power of intercession, but such a one who has taken to himself a compact with the merciful. And they said, the merciful has taken to himself a son. Certainly you brought about a disastrous thing whereby the heavens are almost split asunder, and the earth is split, and the mountains fall crashing down, that they attributed a son to the merciful. It is not fit and proper for the merciful that he should take a son to himself. There is none at all in the heavens and the earth, but he be one who arrives to the merciful as a servant. Certainly he has counted for them and numbered a sum. And every one of them will be ones who arrive to him individually on the day of resurrection. Truly, those who have believed and ones who have acted in accord with morality, the merciful will assign ardor for them. So truly we have made this easy on thy tongue, that thou mayest give good tidings with it to the ones who are God-fearing, and that thou warnest a most stubborn folk with it. How many a generation have we caused to perish before them? Art thou conscious of any one of them, or hear you so much as a whisper from them? Chapter 20. Taha. In the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate. Taha. We have not sent forth the Quran to thee that thou shouldst be in despair, but as an admonition to him who dreads, ascending down successively from him who created the earth and the lofty heavens. The merciful turned his attention to the throne. To him belongs whatever is in the heaven, and whatever is on the earth, and whatever is between them, and whatever is beneath the soil. And if thou wert to publish a saying, yet truly he knows the secret, and what is even more hidden. God, there is no God but he. To him belong the fairest names. Has the conversation of Moses approached thee? When he saw a fire, he said to his people, Abide. Truly, I observed a fire, so that perhaps I would bring you some firebrand from there, or I may find guidance at the fire. When he approached it, it was proclaimed, O Moses, truly I am thy Lord. So take off thy shoes. Truly, thou art one who is in the sanctified valley of Tuwa, and I have chosen thee, so listen to what is revealed. Truly I am God. There is no God but me. So worship me, and perform the formal prayer for my remembrance. Truly, the hour is that which will arrive. I am about to conceal it, so that every soul may be given recompense for what it endeavors. So let none bar thee from it, whoever believes not in it and follows his own desires, so that thee not survive. And what is that in thy right hand, O Moses? Moses said, This is my staff. I lean on it and beat down leaves from a tree with it for my herd of sheep, and for me in it are other uses. He said, Cast it, O Moses. So he cast it. That was when it was a viper sliding. He said, Take it and fear not. We will cause it to return to its first state, and clasp thy hand to thy armpit. It will emerge white without evil, as another sign that we cause thee to see of our greater signs. Go to Pharaoh. Truly, he is defiant. Moses said, My Lord, expand my breast for me, and make my affair easy for me, and untie the knot from my tongue, that they may understand my saying, and assign to me a minister from my people, Aaron, my brother. Strengthen my vigor with him, and ascribe him a partner in my affair, that we may glorify thee much, and we may remember thee frequently. Truly thou hast been seen of us. He said, Surely thou wert given thy petition, O Moses. Certainly we showed grace on thee another time, when we revealed to thy mother what is revealed. Cast him adrift in the ark, then cast it adrift into the water of the river. Then the water of the river will cast it up on the bank, and he will be taken by an enemy of mine and an enemy of his. And I cast on thee fondness from me, that thou mayest be trained under my eye. Mention when thy sister walks, and she says, Shall I point you to one who will take control of him? So we returned thee to thy mother, that her eyes might settle down, and she not feel remorse. And thou hast killed a soul, but we delivered thee from lament, and we tried thee with an ordeal. Then thou hast lingered in expectation years among the people of Midian. Then thou drewest near according to a measure, O Moses, and I have chosen thee for service for myself. Go thou and thy brother with my signs, and you both not be inattentive in my remembrance. Go both of you to Pharaoh. Truly he has become defiant. And both say to him a saying gently, so that perhaps he would recollect or dread. They both said, Our Lord, truly we fear that he should exceed against us, or that he be defiant. He said, Fear not, truly I am with both of you. I hear and I see. So approach you both to him and say, Truly we are messengers of thy Lord. So send the children of Israel with us, and punish them not. Surely we have drawn near to thee with a sign from thy Lord. And peace be to him who followed the guidance. Surely it was revealed to us that the punishment is on him who denied and turned away. He said, Then who is the Lord of you two, O Moses? He said, Our Lord is he who gave everything its creation, then he guided it. Pharaoh said, Then what of the first generations? Moses said, That knowledge is with my Lord in a book. My Lord neither goes astray nor forgets. He it is who assigned for you the earth as a cradle, and threaded ways for you in it, and sent forth water from heaven. And we brought out from it diverse pairs of plants. Eat and pasture your flocks. Truly, in this are signs for the people imbued with sense. We created you from it, and into it we will cause you to return, and from it we will bring you out a time again. And certainly we caused Pharaoh to see our signs, all of them, but he denied and refused. He said, Hast thou drawn near to us to drive us out of our region with thy sorcery, O Moses? Then truly we will bring for you sorcery like it. So make a promise between us and between thee. Neither we nor thou will break it, at a mutually agreeable place. Moses said, The promise will be for the feast day, and let humanity be assembled in the forenoon. So Pharaoh turned away. Then he gathered his cunning. After that he approached. Moses said to them, Woe to you! Do not devise a lie against God, so that he put an end to you with a punishment, and surely he who devised will be frustrated. So they contended between each other about their affair, and they kept secret, conspiring secretly. They said, Truly, these two are the ones who are sorcerers, who want to drive you out from your region with their sorcery, and abolish your most ideal behavior. So summon up your cunning. After that approach ranged in rows, and truly he who gains the upper hand will prosper this day. They said, O Moses, either you would cast, or let us be the first to cast. He said, Nay, you cast. That is when their ropes and their staffs seemed to him to be by their sorcery as though they were sliding. So Moses sensed awe in himself. We said, Fear not, truly thou art lofty, and cast what is in thy right hand. It will swallow what they have crafted. What they have crafted is not but the cunning of one who is a sorcerer, and the one who is a sorcerer will not prosper in whatever he may approach. Then the ones who were sorcerers were cast down, ones who prostrate themselves. They said, We believe in the Lord of Aaron and Moses. Pharaoh said, Have you believed in him before I gave you permission? Truly, he is your teacher who taught you the sorcery. So certainly I will cut off your hands and your feet on opposite sides, and certainly I will crucify you on the trunks of date palm trees, and certainly you will know which of us is more severe in punishment and ones who endure. They said, We will never hold thee in greater favor above the clear portents that have drawn near to us, nor above him who originated us. So decide whatever thou shalt, as one who decides. Thou shalt decide not but about this present life. For us, truly, we have believed in our Lord, that he may forgive us our transgressions, and what thou hast compelled us to do because of the sorcery. And God is the best of ones who endure. Truly, whoever approaches his Lord as one who sins, then truly for him is hell. Neither will he die in it, nor will he live. And whoever approaches him as one who believes, surely the one who has acted in accord with morality, then for those are lofty degrees, gardens of Eden, beneath which rivers run, ones who will dwell in them forever. And that is the recompense of ones who purify themselves. And certainly we revealed to Moses that thou settest forth by night with my servants. Then strike for them a dry road in the sea, neither fearing to be overtaken, nor dreading that. Then Pharaoh and his army pursued them. Then overcame them the water of the sea by what overcame. And Pharaoh caused his folk to go astray, and he guided them not. O children of Israel, surely we rescued you from your enemy, and we appointed someone with you on the right edge of the mount. And we sent down to you the manna and the quails. Eat from those which are good that we provided you, and be not defiant in it, so that my anger not alight on you. And he on whom my anger alights surely will be hurled to ruin. And truly I am a forgiver of whoever has repented and has believed, and one who has acted in accord with morality. After that he is truly guided. And what caused thee to hasten from thy folk, O Moses? Moses said, They are close on my footsteps, and I hastened to thee, my Lord, that thou might be pleased. He said, Then truly we have tried thy folk after thee, and the Samaritan has caused them to go astray. Then Moses returned to his folk, angry, grieved. He said, O my folk, has not your Lord promised you a fair promise? Was what was promised too long a wait for you? Or wanted you that the anger of your Lord alight on you, so you broke your compact with me? They said, We broke not what was promised to thee from what is within our power, but we were charged with a heavy load of the adornments of the folk. Surely we hurled them as the Samaritan had cast. Then he brought out for them a calf, a lifeless body, that had the lowing sound of flocks. Then they said, This is your God, and the God of Moses whom he has forgotten. Then see they not that it could not return to them a saying, and it possesses for them neither hurt nor profit? And certainly Aaron had said to them before, O my folk, you were only tempted by it, and truly your Lord is the merciful. So follow me and obey my command. They said, We will never quit it as ones who give ourselves up until Moses returns to us. He said, O Aaron, what prevented thee when thou sawest them going astray, that thou followest me not? Hast thou then rebelled against my command? Aaron said, O son of my mother, take me not by my beard nor by my head. Truly I dreaded that thou shouldst say, Thou hast separated and divided between the children of Israel, and thou hast not regarded my saying. Moses said, Then what is thy business, O Samaritan? He said, I kept watch over what they keep not watch. So I seized a handful of dust from the footprints of the messenger and cast it forth, and thus my soul enticed me. Moses said, Then go off. Truly for thee in this life is that thou shalt say, Untouchable. There is for thee something promised that thou shalt never break, and look on thy God that thou hast stayed with and given thyself up to. Certainly we will burn it. After that we will certainly scatter it in the water of the sea in a scattering. Your God is only God whom there is no God but he. He encompassed everything in his knowledge. Thus we relate to thee some tiding of what preceded, and surely we have given thee from that which proceeds from our presence a remembrance. Whoever turned aside from it, then truly he will carry a heavy load on the day of resurrection, ones who will dwell in it forever. How evil for them on the day of resurrection will be the load. On the day the trumpet will be blown, we will assemble the ones who sin, white-eyed on that day. They will whisper among themselves, You have lingered in expectation but 10 days. We are greater in knowledge of what they will say when the most ideal of them in tradition says, You have lingered in expectation not but a day. And they will ask thee about the mountains, then say, My Lord will scatter them a scattering. Then he will forsake it as a leveled, spacious plain. Thou shalt see not in it any crookedness nor unevenness. On a day they will follow one who calls. There will be no crookedness in him, and voices will be hushed for the merciful. So thou shalt hear nothing but a murmuring. On a day intercession will not profit anyone, but such as one to whom permission has been given by the merciful, and with whose saying he is well pleased. He knows what is in advance of them and what is behind them, and they will not comprehend him in their knowledge. And faces will be humbled before the living, the eternal, while surely will be frustrated whoever is burdened by doing injustice. But the one who had acted in accord with morality, and he is one who believes, then he will neither fear injustice nor unfairness. And thus we have sent it forth as an Arabic recitation, and we have diversified the threats in it, so that perhaps they would be God-fearing, or cause the remembrance to be evoked by them. Then exalted be God, the true King, and hasten not the recitation before its revelation is decreed to thee, and say, My Lord, increase me in knowledge. And certainly we made a compact with Adam before, then he forgot, and we find no constancy in him. And when we said to the angels, Prostrate yourselves to Adam, they prostrated but Iblis, who refused. Then we said, O Adam, truly this is an enemy to thee and to thy spouse, so let him not drive you both out from the garden, so that thou wouldst be in despair. Truly it is not for thee that thou be hungry in it, nor wilt thou be naked, and truly thou shalt not thirst in it, nor suffer the heat of the sun. Then Satan whispered evil to him. He said, O Adam, shall I point thee to the tree of immortality and a dominion that will not decay? Then they both ate from that, so their intimate parts were shown to them, and they took to stitching together for themselves from leaves from the garden. And Adam rebelled against his Lord, and he erred. After that his Lord elected him, so he turned in forgiveness to him, and he guided him. He said, Get you both down from here altogether, some of you an enemy to some others. Then, if guidance approaches you from me, then whoever followed my guidance, neither will he go astray, nor will he be in despair. And whoever turned aside from my remembrance, then truly for him is a livelihood of narrowness, and we will assemble him on the day of resurrection, unwilling to see. He would say, My Lord, why hast thou assembled me with the unwilling to see, when surely I had been seeing? He would say, It is thus. Our signs approached thee, but thou hadst forgotten them, and thus this day thou shalt be forgotten. and thus we give recompense to him who exceeds all bounds, and believes not in the signs of his Lord. And surely punishment in the world to come is more severe, and one that endures. Guide he not them? How many generations have we caused to perish before them, amidst whose dwellings they walk? Truly, in this are signs for the people imbued with sense. And if a word had not proceeded from thy Lord for a term that was determined, it would be close at hand. So have patience with what they say, and glorify the praises of thy Lord before the coming up of the sun, and before sunset, and during the watches of the night time, and glorify at the end of the daytime, so that perhaps thou wouldst be well pleasing. And stretch not out thy eyes for what we have given of enjoyment to spouses among them, as the lustre of this present life, so that we may try them by it. And provision of thy Lord is best, and that which endures. And command thy people to the formal prayer, and to maintain patience in it. We ask not of thee for any provision. We provide for thee, and the ultimate end will be for the God-conscious. And they say, why brings he not to us a sign from his Lord? Has there not approached them clear portents that were in the first scrolls? And if we had caused them to perish with a punishment before this, certainly they would have said, our Lord, why hast thou not sent to us a messenger, so that we might have followed thy signs before we were degraded and humiliated? Say, each is one who is waiting, so watch. Then you will know who are the companions of the path without fault, and who are truly guided.